The storm started just after sunset. Aiden Reed stood outside his small cabin at the edge of the forest, watching the sky turn a deep red. He had seen many strange things in his life, but never a storm like this, silent, bright, and vibrating as if something heavy was moving above the clouds. Then he heard it. A crash. A tremble under his feet. Branches snapping somewhere in the dark. Aiden picked up his flashlight and walked toward the sound. The forest was normally quiet at night, but today it felt as if the trees were holding their breath. He reached a fallen log and froze. Something, or someone, was lying on the ground. The figure was small, covered in silver cloth, shaking heavily. Aiden rushed forward and turned the body gently. It was a woman. But not a human woman. Her skin was faintly blue, her hair silver like moonlight, and her eyes glowing softly as if they carried light inside. Her clothes were torn, and she held one hand against her ribs, struggling to breathe. Aiden whispered, stunned. "Are you an alien?" The woman flinched at his voice. She tried to stand but collapsed again. "Please," she whispered, voice weak and trembling. "I need shelter. Only for one night." Aiden looked around. The forest felt strangely alive. He sensed that danger was nearby. But the woman looked exhausted. She looked scared. And she looked very alone. He made a decision, one he would regret later, or maybe thank himself for. "Come with me," he said softly. "You're safe here." She hesitated, then nodded. And that is how Aiden Reed took an alien widow into his home, never knowing the entire galaxy was looking for her. Inside the cabin, Aiden lit a small heater and gave her water. She sat carefully, her eyes scanning every corner of the room as if expecting something to burst in. "Do you have a name?" Aiden asked gently. The woman looked up. "I am Leora." Her voice was soft, but her eyes carried deep pain older than the storm outside. Aiden noticed her injuries. "You're hurt. Let me help." She shook her head quickly. "I heal fast. But, thank you." He could see she was still afraid. Her breathing was uneven, and she kept checking the window. "What happened to you?" he asked. Leora hesitated, staring at the floor. "I cannot tell you everything. But I lost my home. My people. My partner." She swallowed hard. "I am the last witness of a great crime. And because of that, they hunt me." Aiden's heart skipped. "Who is hunting you?" She opened her mouth to answer. But the cabin lights flickered. Aiden stepped to the window. In the distance, 3 strange lights floated above the forest. They were not planes. They were not helicopters. They moved silently, scanning the ground with thin, sharp beams. Leora stood up fast. "They found me." Aiden's blood turned cold. "Who are they?" Leora whispered one word. "Hunters." The word itself felt dangerous. Aiden locked the cabin door, not that a lock could stop anything advanced enough to fly in glowing ships, but it made him feel less powerless. Leora stepped closer to him. "You helped me. I did not want to bring danger to you." "It's all right," Aiden said. "Nobody deserves to be hunted." Leora studied him quietly, surprised by his kindness. "Humans are different from what I was told," she murmured. Before he could reply, a deep humming sound echoed across the forest. The lights were moving closer. Aiden grabbed his old hunting rifle. Leora shook her head. "That weapon cannot stop them." "Then what can we do?" Aiden asked. She took a deep breath. "We run." A blinding beam of white light shot down outside the cabin, shaking the windows. The hunters had landed. Aiden grabbed his coat and motioned toward the back door. But Leora was staring at him strangely. "You still want to help me?" she asked softly. "Even now?" "Yes," Aiden said without hesitation. "I won't leave you." A glow flickered in her eyes, gratitude mixed with disbelief. "Then follow me." They escaped through the back door into the trees as shadows approached the cabin. A loud metallic voice echoed. Target detected. Search the area. Aiden's heart pounded. Leora grabbed his hand and pulled him deeper into the woods. They ran through the forest as beams of light swept above them. Aiden whispered, gasping. Why do they want you? Leora finally answered with the truth. My partner was a royal archivist. He found proof that our empire leaders destroyed an innocent world. When he tried to expose them, they killed him. Aiden felt anger rise inside him. I took the evidence, Leora continued. Now they see me as a threat. If I deliver the proof to the Galactic Council, their power will fall. And they want to stop you before that happens. She nodded. The forest lit up again. Trees glowed under the scanning beams. They are close, Aiden whispered. Leora touched a small device on her wrist. A faint blue shield flickered around them for a second. This will hide our heat for a short time, she said. But it will not last. They crouched behind a fallen tree. A hunter drone drifted past them, inches away, its red eye scanning. Aiden held his breath. The machine paused. Turned. Scanned again. And then moved forward. Leora exhaled slowly. You saved me, she whispered. You did not have to. Aiden looked at her. You didn't deserve to die alone in the forest. Something softened in her eyes, something warm. But there was no time for that. Another explosion shook the ground. They destroyed my cabin, Aiden whispered. I am sorry, Leora said. It's not your fault. But deep down, he knew everything had changed. He was no longer just Aiden Reed, a quiet man living alone. He was now part of something much bigger. They reached a wide moonlit clearing. Leora stopped suddenly. No more running, she whispered. They will corner us here. I must send the evidence. She raised her wrist device. A small triangular crystal glowed inside it. Aiden stared. That's the proof? Yes. It holds the memory of the destroyed world. She tapped the crystal, and a thin beam shot into the sky. Instantly, alarms echoed. The hunters had found them. A large shadow descended from above. A black armored figure landed with a crash that shook the ground, eyes glowing red behind its helmet. Leora of Calvian, the hunter boomed. Surrender the evidence. Leora stepped back. Aiden moved in front of her. She's not going anywhere, he said bravely. The hunter tilted its head. A human protecting an alien? Foolish. Aiden raised his rifle, even though he knew it was useless. But Leora stepped beside him. You said humans were different, she whispered. Now I see you are right. She placed her hand on the crystal. It is transmitting. They cannot stop it now. The hunter charged. Aiden pulled the trigger. The bullet bounced off harmlessly. The hunter raised its arm to strike. A burst of blue light erupted from Leora's wrist, hitting the hunter with a force that sent it crashing into a tree. She collapsed to her knees, gasping. That was, my last shield burst. I have nothing left. The hunter rose again, slower this time, damaged but not defeated. Aiden grabbed a fallen metal shard from the ground, part of the hunter's armor, and stood in front of Leora again. You want her, he growled, you go through me. For the first time, the hunter hesitated. Humans were not in the hunter's threat records. But this human was different. Before the hunter could attack again, a distant siren echoed in the sky. Leora looked up with shock. That sound, it is the Galactic Council patrol. They received the evidence. The hunter froze. Then vanished in a flash of red light, escaping before the council arrived. Aiden dropped the metal shard, exhausted. Leora looked at him with deep admiration. You protected me, even against a creature far stronger than you. Aiden smiled faintly. Anyone would have done it. Her voice softened. No. Only you. A bright blue ship descended, peaceful and elegant. The Galactic Council had arrived. Leora stepped closer to Aiden. I must go, she whispered. The galaxy needs me to testify. Aiden nodded. I know. She hesitated, then gently touched his hand. If I survive, I will return. And with that, she boarded the ship, disappearing into the sky, leaving Aiden Reed staring up, wondering how one night changed not just his life, but the future of entire worlds.